Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a reading for the full moon today, and I was just kind of tuning into the energy that's most present that we need to talk about. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. Go ahead and hit like, subscribe, comment. If you could, go ahead and do all of that now before you forget. And if you end up not liking the video, go back and hit unlike later. If you don't know me, I listen to music also, and I get messages through the music. So I have my music on while I'm doing the reading, and I'll just occasionally listen to the music and get some messages from the lyrics and all. And as soon as I turned this on, as soon as I hit record, Landslide comes on, which is very near and dear to my heart, and it is a song that I kind of talked a little bit about in the last video that I was listening to in order to help me release some energies. And that's what the full moon is all about, really. It's about really releasing, shining the light on areas that don't serve you anymore, or shining the light on areas that do serve you that you're not paying attention to. Because maybe shadows are kind of holding on to you, or energies from the past, or I'm getting older too, she says, releasing the hold that the inner child has on you sometimes. And so it's no coincidence that this song came on as soon as I hit record. I have the Fleetwood Mac radio station on there, so it's just going to be all different kinds of songs, but that's the first one that's coming on. So I was just asking, what is the most important thing for us to be? What's the most present thing that we're talking about in the energy of the full moon release? I built my life around you, she says. And the first two cards that came out are this family, friends, and guides. And it feels to me, and this card, this commitment in reverse. And it feels to me like there are people in your life, there are people in your life who you have had a contract with, some kind of karmic contract or a soul contract with, that it's time to release. You're not realizing that it was a contract. You can see how this contract is normally upside down, but when it's in the reversed position, you can see that the contract is upright. Things have been turned on its head for you to see that there was a contract between you guys, and it's over now. And it was a contract to show you the way that you had built your life. You had built your life around other people and around a distorted energy that doesn't serve you anymore. And your guides are wanting to step in order to help you to move through this. There are also spirit guides that don't serve you anymore either. It may be that there's some kind of spirit attachment there that has been guiding you and has been serving you up until now. It's not any kind of negative thing, but because the message from this guide is complete, it's time to sever ties with that guide and send them to the light. If you need help with that, get in touch with me and I can help you to do that. But there will be family and friends that you're going to notice are moving out of your field. And it may feel like it's all at once, but it's the similar vibration that they all hold that is based off of attachment and loneliness. It's almost like the reason that you connected with certain people, or jobs or coworkers or whatever it is due to the energy of loneliness. And the basis of loneliness is not a strong enough foundation in those relationships anymore moving forward. The feeling and the energy of loneliness can come up and be there, and it is present even when you're around these people too. And sometimes being around them makes you feel even more lonely because they're not in alignment with your true light and who you truly are and who you're now moving more into. So this full moon is helping you to shine the light on that, understand what the contract was about. What was this person or these people And it does feel like more than one person. It feels like there's a set of people who all resonated with you or were in your field because of a similar vibration. And that vibration, you're moving out of that vibration. And so the connection, the attachment between you guys doesn't serve you anymore. And it doesn't serve them anymore either. That energy of loneliness comes from separation, this need to protect yourself from other people. And that's why when you feel, even when you're around other people, you feel lonely. It's this fear of intimacy, fear of really connecting, fear of being seen, fear of people really knowing you deep down because of some kind of shame program inside of you. And so you can connect with people, but keep them at arm's length. The need for deep love, intimacy, intimate love is so prevalent right now. And in your life, that's really what you seek more than anything, is real, true connection. And the feeling of loneliness comes from not being connected with people. It comes from not being connected with yourself. Not really knowing who you are. Being disconnected from the light inside of you. And not allowing yourself to resonate with and connect with others in a way that is real and authentic and full. I don't know, the word full sounds really weird, but like the whole picture, like showing up just as you are, however you are, and accepting yourself just as you are. And also looking at others, seeing others, and accepting who they are exactly as they are as well. Sometimes doing that means creating boundaries around what you will allow in your life because you're not the same vibration as that, but you accept and you don't judge and try to change where they are in your life. There is this energy within you that you never felt good enough because people were always trying to fix you. They were always trying to change you. They were always trying to adapt you and mold you into something that they thought that you should be. And you didn't know any better than to follow that advice because you trusted. And it ended up you losing yourself, losing your core, and not even really knowing what your core belief system is in the first place. So these people moving out of your field, they're going to show you something first. They're going to show you some sort of behavior, some sort of judgment, some sort of something. And you need to bring that back inside. You need to say, what is this mirroring to me? At one point, someone else represented this energy and did this to me, or I was that energy. And there's something that I need to forgive myself for. It's not about them. They may be projecting on you, and at that point you need to create a boundary, of course, that, they need to look inside too, but accept that if they're not able to do that, if they're not able to look inside themselves, don't judge them for it. Just create the boundary and just say, for now, I don't, I need to look and see what this is inside of me, and, I feel like you're projecting that energy on me, so, we need to separate for a little while. And bring that energy back in yourself and look and see what that is for you. What is that for you? What is it that they're showing? Who do you judge? Who are you judging? It's time to release judgments. Because when you judge others, it's just you not accepting the part of yourself that they mirror. You not liking that part of yourself. Not understanding the benefit or the beautiful mirror and the lesson of that part of yourself, and allowing yourself to learn from that, and accepting the fact that when you were that energy, when you were doing that to people, or when you were whatever, you didn't know any better. You just didn't know any better. You hadn't learned. But that behavior or that event or that way of, I'm just seeing like when you stepped out on somebody in a relationship or something like that. Now somebody's doing that to you. When you were that in the relationship, that action and that event was meant for this now moment, for you to learn from it, for you to learn compassion, for you to learn understanding, for you to learn acceptance, and to not resist that part of yourself that did those things, but to embrace that part of yourself, forgive that part of yourself, and allow yourself to forgive whoever it is that's in your field right now that maybe is projecting that on you, that's doing those things to you. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you have to excuse the behavior or allow it anymore in your life. That's what boundaries are for. But recognizing that they are where they are, I'm not going to judge you. I'm just going to release you. And then also release the hold that any kind of guilt or shame has on me from that past version of me. You move forward into this present moment and don't allow those subconscious energies or that subconscious guilt to have a hold on you anymore. So it is so necessary for you to witness those around you and not blame or shame or project or be external about your thoughts. Bring it back inside and say, what is this showing me? What is it that's leaving my life? What is it that I'm meant to disconnect from or disconnect the attachment from? Or disconnect the resistance from. So it's almost like I'm hearing loneliness again. It's like that version of you that did those things, whatever kind of negative thing, the way that you view it as a negative thing that makes you feel guilty, whatever that is, the fact that you're not owning it and saying, yep, that was me. I did that. I didn't know any better at the time. I'm sorry. I did that. And not recognizing that that's an important part of who you were and an important part of your experience, and just owning that, you're abandoning a part of yourself and you're separating from a piece of yourself. And every time you do that, it's like this fragmented, scattered energy. And you're separating yourself from all the other people in the world that have done that same thing too, that have the same resonance with it. And you're just completely separating yourself out of a place of judgment. And not just acceptance. Acceptance. It was an important part of your journey. It was so important that you did those things for you to learn from. If you choose not to learn from it now and resist it, those situations and those people are going to keep coming back in and keep mirroring it to you, but on the flip side of it. So it's your choice to be a student of life. That's what this full moon is helping you to see. What are those areas that it's time to make peace with? What do you need to make peace with? Right now, some of you are looking at another person, and it's really hard for you to make peace with them, or what they're doing, or the way that they're living their life, or what they did to you. But what they did to you was meant to show you how to set your boundaries in your life, how to empower yourself, and how to look back on that person that you were and make peace with that. It's not about them. And it's going to help you release them peacefully, without the monkey mind and overthinking and judging yourself and wishing things were different and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. This card came out a little bit earlier when I was pulling cards for myself, actually. This is all about the fact that, so in the upright, it's this loss and this longing, and in the reverse, this card is really beautiful. It's about understanding that when you release the feeling of loss and recognize that it's an opportunity, that it's something leaving your life that isn't meant to serve you anymore, it frees up this space for really beautiful things coming in. For some of you, there are really amazing opportunities coming in because of the energy of the release of this contract. Soul family, soul relationships, new jobs, opportunities that are just coming to you. This also reminds me of the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands in the tarot, which is all about manifestation and watching your ships come in. waiting for your ships to come in, just seeing that they're on the horizon. As they come to you, there's so much more ease in your future. And so much, I can feel it so strongly that it's as if it's here right now. That ease is here now, and being able to flow with the release of people and situations that have been in your life for a long time, or even just on a daily basis, things come in and out of your existence. Being able to flow with those and be in alignment with your higher self and your highest timeline is a really beautiful, peaceful, flowing place to be. It's very feminine energy. For some of you, I'm hearing that there is a feminine coming into your life. It could be an opportunity for growth, a soul sister, a new best friend. It could be a new partner for you. It could be a mentor. But I'm seeing a woman. I'm seeing a woman coming into your field. It may be a specific message for someone. So with this moon, learn to embrace it and really allow it to shine the light on the parts of you that you've been hiding from. They are not shameful. They are not embarrassing. There is nothing to connect a negative emotion to at all. It had a purpose. Look at that part of yourself. Embrace it for the lesson that it is now, and understand your choice as a human to move in a different direction now, and to find the grace needed to release the life that or the aspects of your life that are keeping you in some kind of victim mode or some kind of denser, draining energy. There are people who are just draining you, situations who are draining you. And you can feel it, and there's this wishy-washy back and forth because this is what you've always known, and it'll be so complicated to let them go or to find a new job or whatever it is. If you just embrace the feeling of, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to resist that piece of myself. I don't want to shame myself anymore, that old piece of myself. And I don't need the mirror of these other people showing me that over and over again. I can see it now. I can see it. Bring your power back. Take that, whatever they're mirroring to you, whatever negativity they're mirroring to you, take that back from them and just say, I don't need you to mirror that to me anymore. I can see when I was that energy, and I'm going to embrace that part of me, and I'm going to learn from it. And then those people in those situations and that job or whatever it is going to make its way out of your field. It will. It has to. It's law of attraction. And you are empowering yourself and stepping into this new phase. The end of March is obviously coming up, and I mean, it doesn't matter when you watch this. The video, the energies of these are always timeless. So take it for whatever it's worth for you. But literally right now, the end of March is coming up. But it could also be that it's the beginning of spring coming up, the beginning of the energy of spring. Even if you watch this in the winter, the energy of spring and renewal and new life and new opportunities and new beauty. Like today is a new day. Tomorrow is a new day, and it's getting brighter and brighter and brighter and sunnier and warmer, and things are blooming all around. The energy of that is present now, and you can embrace that and decide that I want to live today and look forward to really beautiful things coming your way. Okay? Let me see what's on the bottom. No more fear. Not living in fear consciousness. This was on the bottom. This is what's holding it all up. Choosing to recognize that fear is there, but not fear it, not feed it. I don't fear facing that part of myself, because it's a really beautiful part of me that was in pain, that didn't know any better, and I need to embrace her. She needs some love. And that's going to help me to move forward. I'm going to bring her forward with me. And I don't fear that. I don't fear any parts of myself. I don't fear any parts of anybody else either, because they're just mirroring those parts of myself. That fear consciousness, I can choose to move my way out of. I can choose to experience in a way that is filled with light and not shadow and darkness and avoidance and separation. Don't separate yourself from the fear inside of you. Choose to shine the light on it and embrace it and not resist it. Resistance to it creates more of it. Shadow work is so important. And the last couple of videos that I did, I was talking about the month of March needing to be the release of these shadows. In order to release these things that are holding you back, these blockages, these disconnects, whatever it is, and to really shift and change your life, you have to face them. They have to come up into your consciousness for you to release. Just don't attach to them. You don't need to attach to them. Don't attach anything to that, whatever that event was. I'm just using the example of like cheating on somebody. When you cheated on that person, don't attach shame to it or guilt or wrongdoing or right or wrong or anything to it. Just witness it, that it was a part of your experience, that it was very important, and whatever other energies are connected to it are programs in your brain that are trying to be released right now in order to free you into the fullness of your now experience. This is on the bottom. It's holding the whole thing up. So in this full moon, it's about facing your fears, facing yourself, and recognizing that these are not the deepest, darkest places of you. They contain so much light and learning about who you are and who you're becoming. I'm just listening to the song that's on right now. Echo, what song is this? You Should Probably Leave by Chris Stapleton. There are some of you may want to look up the lyrics for that too. There are some of you that are in a place of, in relationships that create fear, that are fostering that fear on a continuous basis. They're trying to show you that part of yourself. It's not going to stop until you look inside of yourself. And at the end of the day, you have to make the decision that you don't need them to mirror that to you anymore, because it's just activating it and activating it and activating it over and over and over again. Look at that part of yourself. Look at where you need to create boundaries. And if you're trying to decide if you should leave or not leave, that may be your confirmation. Okay? You have the support that you need. You have the people around you. You have people. You have people. That's what I'm hearing. You have people. Okay? All right, guys. If you want a private reading or a one-on-one session with me, go to my website. All the information for that is down in the box below. I love you so much. Talk to you soon.